Hi and welcome to this video log with me, Wayne, from SwimCycleRunCoach. Well, at Hartsmith Flyers this week, the swimming club in Borehamwood, we had a masterclass with Joanne Jackson and Grant Turner. Lovely people they are, but it set me thinking as to reasons why you might want a masterclass either at your swimming or triathlon club and what it potentially could do for you. Both Joanne and Grant are freestyle swimmers, and so this really was a freestyle masterclass. And it's interesting to see what they chose to do in their masterclass, which effectively represents what they believe is important in the freestyle stroke. And obviously for both triathletes and club swimmers, this is hugely important. If you can get tips that are useful from excellent swimmers, it's got to be useful in your swimming as well, so long as you put those things into action.
Okay, so here we are looking at our first drill, and our first drill, the first drill they chose to demonstrate, is kicking flat in the water with your arms by your side. And you'll see here that that's exactly what they're doing, turning to breathe and kicking flat in the water. I'll show you that just in slow motion. You can see it's flat kicking and just turning your head to the side to breathe. We're going to watch this from the side view now with our younger swimmers, and you can see that this swimmer here has exactly that position, flat in the water, kicking hard, head in a fairly neutral position, not too forward, not too back, slightly forward and down. That's approximately where she's looking, down about there, which was pretty good. And the aim is to keep the back and the bum out the water at all times, and if necessary, all you need to do to keep that happening is to push the chest from about here into the water and your bum will come up. We'll just roll this forward now. Now, one of the problems with this drill, especially for the youngsters, is that there's a tendency to lift the head to breathe. It'd be better to rotate to breathe, but if you lift your head to breathe, what tends to happen is your body shifts into this U shape. U shapes, or anything other than straight shapes, are exceptionally bad in swimming. And that can tend to happen, especially with the younger swimmers. So you can see this U shape is something we actually want to avoid in swimming. If that swimmer had kept kicking, likely as not, that U shape wouldn't have occurred. You see again, that was a U shape at the beginning for the swimmer at the beginning there. So it tends to happen when someone lifts their head to breathe. You saw it there. But keeping the top of the chest out, the back out the water, Sam's doing it very well there. The older swimmers, as we're seeing here, could have slightly more kick, slightly more proprioception about their body. And you can see this is going really well. They're just turning the head to breathe. Slight lift of the head there, but their back and their bum is virtually out the water, as you can see, which is really nice. And it's a very balanced position. This went on to arms in front. Now, a few things that we should explain about the arms in front is the arms are level with your shoulders. In other words, they're shoulder width. The hands are shoulder width at the end. We're not in a streamlined position. And again, all you're doing is turning to breathe. Again, a little bit of rotation is necessary if you're not going to lift your head and the back end fall away. You can see that head lifted, had to push the hand down. There we go. The back end just dropped there as the head lifted. It will always happen. Lift something, something else has to give, unless you're compensating by giving a really strong kick. The next drill that we went on to, which we're going to see in a minute, is the pop-off drill. And you see here Joe demonstrating it absolutely beautifully with a really high elbow, a lovely relaxed forearm, no tension at all in the stroke. And underwater you can see that really beautiful side-to-side rotation that she has. And this is something for every freestyle swimmer really to aim for. A relaxed forearm with the arm being brought forward with the shoulder muscles and not the hand being brought forward. So many people become hand-centric. I've said that before in my logs. And we don't want that, but we do want the rotation, the relaxed arm, very relaxed forearm and hand. And here's now we're going to go on to some of our younger swimmers doing it. Younger swimmers have more difficulty with this drill than the older swimmers. Again, proprioception, knowing where their body is. The fact that they've recently come from teaching lessons, and teaching lessons tend to say, bring your hand forward. We don't want that. We want people to bring their shoulder up by using the shoulder muscles, and that will drag the whole arm forward. You can see some of our younger swimmers are having difficulty in holding that relaxed position. Drills get better over time, so as you repeat a drill, they do get better and better at it. And just little corrections, little positive suggestions for each of the swimmers will be able to correct most of these errors as they occur. Once again, our older swimmers have more proprioception, they know where their body is, and they're doing slightly better with this drill. You can see the hips are very close to the surface as they relax that arm and roll it forward. The next drill that we did was swimming with fists, but I've done this quite a lot, swimming with fists, push and glide, things like that. But Joe and Grant decided that they prefer swimming with fists with your arm up, your head, out the water. Now you can see this does slightly push the end of the body back, but Joe has a really good kick to do it. And what I saw with our swimmers was we got a really good push through at the back of the stroke when this was done. You can see that really good push through that Joe has. And with our swimmers, I saw it too, because one of the things that is difficult to develop with swimmers is the necessity to accelerate the stroke right through to the hip. So the stroke gets faster and faster right up to the hip, then the hand exits and it recovers in a relaxed manner. You can see Joe's feet are kicking away, really keeping her at the surface. This here is just a little snippet of the talk that we had in between the two sets of swimmers coming. And it gives you a flavour of Joe and Grant, or Joe particularly in this one. I'll just let it roll and you can hear exactly what she says. To all of us.
So I went to the Olympic Games, I went to Athens, Beijing and London. My first Olympics I went to, I was 17 years old in 2004, but everybody's different, so I was 17 in my first Olympics. There's people that are 23, 24, 25, it's something that doesn't happen overnight. So there's so many different events, different strokes that you can do at the Olympic Games, and everybody's different. So I went to the Olympics for the freestyle or for the Olympics. And it didn't just happen overnight. A lot of meters had to go into it to make the Olympic Games, a lot of hard work. Brad went to London 2012 when he was 23 at the food best. He was 23 at his first Olympics. So the female swimmers, they're normally a little bit younger when they make the Olympics. The male swimmers are normally a little bit older. I know people that make their first Olympics at 27. So like I said, everybody is different. Everyone kind of shows at different ages. Everyone progresses at different ages. So it's just about taking time and keeping going. Through my career I had a lot of setbacks, but you just got to keep pushing. So even if there's kind of injuries, illnesses while training, try not to let that go on top of you. Just focus and keep on training really hard.
Okay, so there you have it, a masterclass with Joe Jackson and Grant Turner. Lovely people. And they really did take the time, as you saw, to spend some time with our swimmers. It enthused all of our swimmers, I'm sure. And our swimmers hopefully have taken something away. Certainly looking at how really good swimmers have achieved their success, in part through drills, is a very useful way to do it. But everyone should remember, with everything good that a drill can do, also comes some bad, because you're isolating elements. For example, with your hands on your side kicking flat, if you lift your head to breathe and don't compensate with a strong kick, the back end is going to fall away. And that's true with your arms out front. And with your arms out front, definitely have your arms level with your shoulders, not in the streamline position, because in front crawl, you never swim in the streamline position. The only time you've got that is at the start or the turns. If you want to have Joe and Grant at your club, I'll try and put a link below this video. I'll certainly try and also include something if they've got a video channel. But that's it for this week. Next week, something completely different. I really want to review the Phoenix 2 watch from Garmin, which is a great piece of kit. I just haven't been able to swim with it yet in a pool. All right, happy week. See you next week. Good training.